attacks on a company may not be limited only to Sony, but in addition to our own initiatives, we will cooperate and work with law enforcement agencies and related organizations to continuously combat illegal intrusions to preserve the security of customer data as well as the safety of a networked society. Again, we'd like to offer our deepest and sincerest apologies to the millions of registered PlayStation Network and Kiosk users around the world for potentially compromising their customer data and causing grave concern, as well as for making services unavailable for an extended period of time. Please accept our deepest apologies, and we will continue to offer our information in a timely manner going forward. I'd like to ask you, therefore, for your understanding. Thank you very much. This concludes my presentation.
What, that's it?
Thank you. The presentation materials that are used now will be made available to you by the end of this press conference. The copies will be at the reception desk, so please pick it up as you leave here.
So you don't think 22 minutes of explaining what the PlayStation Network is sufficient?
When
you don't think
ask
that's sufficient?
Your question, please identify yourself by stating your name and affiliation.
They didn't say shit about the PlayStation Network. They were like, we're sorry.
Please
20 minutes and bowing their heads.
Limit the number of questions to 2 per person.
Like, sorry, have some free shit.
Oh, Q&A time. Hang on. I'm sorry, here's some free shit. Please use our stuff.
Row on the left-hand side of the room. Nishioka from Nikkei. First point, about the credit card. As of now, you said the maximum 10 million cases. Is it the maximum case of information compromise on a credit card, and what is the probability of the actual compromise or not? And also, you mentioned you would restore the services. There are various questions raised overseas, and also some inquiries about the current state of investigation, and the governmental agencies and authorities ask such information. Is it possible to restore the services under such circumstances? And with this stoppage prolonged, what would be the impact on the corporate performance? Let me respond. The number of credit card registration, as I mentioned, is about 10 million. So
77 million users, 10 million credit card users.
Whether the actually the credit card related information has been compromised or not, we do not have a clear evidence, but at the same time we cannot rule out the potential possibility that there may be some information compromise. So that's why we informed, as we put it.
Black Scarab's got it, man. We don't know what the fuck we're doing.
We have not received any actual report of the illicit usage of the credit card information, but in view of ensuring the utmost security of the users' information, we made this announcement. The second question, already the U.S. House sent a list of questions to me, and we have not received in person, but we downloaded the copy from network, and we are trying our best to respond to the questions in good faith and in the most sincerest manner. And in
No, the 2.2 million thing, you guys should have watched This Week in Games. It's bullshit.
In each country, in a region, or in each area,
or it's not the PlayStation Network credit card numbers.
Required, we will comply with the requirement in each location.
Even so, who's selling 2.2 million credit card numbers for $100,000?
As I mentioned,
that's like
by
$22 per card.
Of a week time, we would like to
that's $2.20 per card.
Services in order. And about the potential impact on our performance, the program to ensure the high security of personal information, and also in some regions the fee required for reissuing the credit cards, and also various services we offer on PlayStation Network and Curiosity, and also the sales are lost when network services have been stopped. There are many factors involved. Therefore, at this point in time, we are not in position to say one way or the other the potential impact on our performance. We have yet to scrutinize that in full. And as soon as we have better information, we will inform you. Whether the credit card information has been compromised or not, we do not know that now. But as Hirai mentioned, we have not received any report that actual damages have been caused. And so, again, at this point, it's very difficult for us to assess the potential damage amount. Next question, please.
In the middle row, up front to the left. Kiyoshima, Nikkei Information Strategy. Mr. Hasejima, CIO, let's ask you this question. April 20th, initially, abnormalities were reported. What was the situation like? How did you receive that report initially? And initial actions taken might have allowed you to save to avoid this situation if proper actions have been taken initially. Thank you. When the information came my way on the 20th of April, the potential for improper access or intrusion, that was the extent of the information that there might have been improper intrusion or access. And as was explained today, we looked into the situation in detail, and we found out that it was indeed a very much sophisticated technique used in trying to get into our system in a very much an advanced, sophisticated way. So as of even now, as you have been hearing, as of now, whether certain pieces of data have been compromised and have leaked, we are not yet able to be certain. Next question. On the right-hand side, with the white shirt.
You didn't answer the question.
Nomura Asahi newspaper. The card data, credit card data, so far there is no evidence of compromise, but in the handout, some personal data which is deemed to have been compromised, there's some example indicated. What evidence do you have for you to say so? And these data are for how many people, data that has possibly been compromised? Second question, you said you're cooperating with the authorities, and you mentioned FBI. Have you reported the damages, or are you taking the official actions such as lawsuit? What legal actions are possible for you to take? And also, if you have any criminal procedures or actions that you've studied outside the United States, can you tell us more about what you're doing? Yes, I will answer that question. Potential compromise or leakage in personal data and personal information. And this is a possibility. I must remind you which piece of data for which amount has been leaked. We are still investigating and looking into the situation, so it is not possible for us to give you with any certainty what has been the extent. But the number of registered accounts is 78 million, as I said. So there's a possibility that as much as information concerning that many accounts has been compromised. But let me add these words, 78 million accounts, I said. But in some cases, there's duality. Same users have created more than one account. In these cases, same names and same addresses are registered for multiple accounts. So in terms of how many people, how many individuals were actually involved, we surmise that it would be less than 78 million. But as far as the volume or the number of data is concerned, it's for 78 million accounts, potentially. As for investigation, SNEI is based in the United States, headquartered in the United States, and therefore it is with the FBI that we explained the situation and asked them for initiating an investigation. But beyond that, as the investigation has just been started, allow me to refrain from giving you any more information. And I think there was one other question. Yes, other countries. We asked authorities to work on the case outside the United States. As of now, not in my knowledge, but in different countries and different regions, the investigating authorities and other entities have come to us with inquiries. And to the extent we've received inquiries and questions, we are responding to them on a case-by-case individual basis.
Hi.
So what, the internet police are going to capture them? Is that it?
There is evidence that information is taken out, then we can determine definitely that there has been a compromise.
I thought it was the FBI in their vests.
About the certainty of information compromise, we do not have that 100% certainty yet. But as I mentioned, that we cannot rule out the possibility. Therefore, we should be informing the customers and to ensure the information security. That's why we make this announcement, and also we posted the notice on our website. Question is not on the microphone.
はい、これはですね。
The upper part of the page about the personal information says that potentially there may be a possibility, but the bottom half, compared to the possibility of credit card information being compromised, when it comes to personal information listed on the top half of the page, the possibility may be a little higher. That's why there is difference in expression here.
いや、印象ではございません。これは
No, it's not any impression on our part. This reflects the very detailed, lengthy process of our investigation and analysis. And in order to make that clear, we categorize into two, as you see on this page. If I may supplement, concerning the credit card information, And the reason why we think the possibility of such information being taken out is lower is because the information is encrypted, and also